Hello everyone, it's Matt here, and this is just a quick rundown of all the various mods I've got. So we're going to go through the active mod list because that's actually what's in the game and in use at the moment. First thing we've got is a sound fixes pack. That just adds a bit more variety to the sounds and fixes a few of the things which don't sound right. One of the things it especially adds is a new sound for when you're finished refilling, because it adds the noise of the cap going on, you climbing into the cab, the door slamming, and a few other things like that, and it just makes the world sound a bit more realistic in terms of that. We've got the reflective chevrons pack. I've only just activated that, and I've only played in daytime, so I'll need to drive at night to actually see that in action. But again, it's something that just adds a little bit more realism and that sort of thing. We've got an additional cargo pack. Don't think that actually adds into anything in terms of actual physical models. What it does add is a load of cargo references, origins and destinations. So that'll say that you can pick up a load of, I don't know, spare parts and HMS plants, but then it can only be delivered to other HMS plants, and a few other things like that. The next one is the additional drivers list. So as wide as it is in terms of the actual images and the drivers you can get in American Truck Simulator, it does get a bit boring, and you will be eventually hiring some of the same drivers. So all this adds is a load of, I think it adds names as well. I certainly know it adds a load of images, but not necessarily names as well. But it just adds a bit of variety. It makes the game seem a bit more realistic because of the fact you're not seeing the same person on the same, in some instances, the same page. So it just adds a bit of variety in terms of that. And I think everything below this is just trailer mods and trailer additions. So you've got the Central Freight Lines mod, so that adds singles and doubles in the Central Freight Line skin. We've got some food tankers, so that's things such as cream cheese and milk. Again, it's just a bit more variety. We've got the Trammobil Supervan 90, I think that's Canadian, if I remember the description properly. But again, it's just a bit of variety. It's something a bit different as well, and the best thing about all these mods is that although a lot of them are vans, they're variations of vans, and a lot of them are just skins for vans. So I might have one van mod or trailer mod that is just like a utility reefer or utility van, and then there'll be another 2 or 3 skins on top of that just to give it a bit more variety. So I've got a nice trailer in, and then I've got a variety of skins to go on it. So again, we got the Supervan 90. We then got the Manitoulin Transport Supervan 90 skin, just as I've just discussed. Then we've got the Kingsway doubles and triples, and RMD. We've then got the Utility 3000 reefer. Then we've got the skin for the central refrigerated skin for the 300 reefer. We've got the Cardinal Logistics skin for the 300R reefer. We've then got a Cheetah container trailer which is a 40-foot one. Again, it's just a bit of variety in terms of the cargo. We have some 2 SW mods cargo trailer packs rather. We've got the timber trailer, which comes as loaded or unloaded, and we've also got the liftable axle one for heavy cargo, which is just provided as empty, but you get 2 one in yellow, one in red. We then have the Midland gravel trailers. I think I may have driven those before, possibly not, but again, from what I've seen of images and quite a lot of these mods, they're nice, highly detailed models, and fit into the game mod quite well. We have the Custom 2015 Wrap Newer Maximizer. This is a really unusual mod. It's actually a trailer with steerable axles across all axles as far as I'm aware. So that makes it really manoeuvrable, and really something to look at and gaze in awe. I've personally not seen it in action yet, because I only just activated the mod, but I'll be interested to see what that looks like. We have the Cheetah double container trailers mod. I think that's just 2 short doubles, but again, I've seen it in action. I think I've driven 1 or 2. It looks really nice. Then we've got the Penske standalone long box. So again, it's just a regular feature of American Trucking. It's the Penske boxes. When I was over in America in 2012, I saw a few of those, and it's quite nice to play the game and suddenly pick up some of these trailers actually in use by the AI, and it just adds a bit more variety and a splash of colour as well. So we've got the Staunton Z plate. Again, I think that's very similar to the Penske standalone long box, and again it's a bit of variety. We have the Thrillhouse triaxle dump truck. I think that's actually a port over from the original 18 Wheels of Steel. Don't quote me on it, but again, it's a mod. It looks nice. I think they added in advanced coupling with the actual moving trailer legs. Again, it's just something that really looks nice. We have the Fryhalf 1973 dump trailer. So again, I think that's actually the same one, possibly, as the Trixel axle dump. Oh no, it's a 2-axle. Sorry. So again, it's just a 2-axle. I think it's a 2-axle version. It's the same trailer, but a 2-axle version. So just something else there. We have the Squirrel Chilled Logistics. So it looks just, that skin just looked quite nice to me. And it just really sets off a variety compared to the other trailers, which are quite dull and boring. So it's a bit of like a nice splash of bright red in quite a lot of greys and darker colours. We have a 2000R utility trailer as well. I think it's actually done by the same people as 300R. Wouldn't swear to it, but again, it's just a nice look. Then we have the utility skin for the Squirrel Logistics. I think that's actually the one for the 2000R. Wouldn't swear to it, but again, it's just a bit of variety. We then have the Standalone Freightlines curtain side trailer. I've yet to find it in game. And again, it's a bit more variety, and it's curtain side as well, which you don't actually see all that often necessarily in the real world. But again, it's just adds a nice bit of variety, and especially considering the scale of the game. You know, it's 1:20, so you will see it more likely in ATS than you would in the real world, possibly, depending on where you live and what cargo is in use in your area quite a lot. Approaching end now, so we have the Trayscapes and Bill Bullet trailer. That is a phenomenal model, extremely shiny, and extremely reflective as well. And it comes actually as both singles and doubles. I've only ever hauled the double version, and that was hard enough. Let's put it this way, I hauled it and instantly took I'll let somebody else park it on the delivery point, thank you. I don't think I can get that in, because it was quite a small location for you to actually drop the doubles off in, so I just decided against it. So the next one we have is the Fryhalf tanker trailer. That's dual. That's a really nice 50s looks of it, and I think it actually comes with its own skin pack as well. So it actually blends in with the existing ones and actually has things for the in-game companies inbuilt into it. So it actually does just fit in rather seamlessly. It does look a little dated in terms of the design, but again, it's just something that adds a bit of variety, and to be honest, it just looks, I think as a trailer design, it looks quite nice, and it just blends in quite well. The last thing we have here is a Trail King Dovetail. Again, it looks really nice. I have actually driven it, and the weird thing is, as you go to drop it off, so you press T to drop the trailer off, the ramp actually unhinges, which does seem a bit weird considering it might be hauling something like that, which is just like something you can just crane on top. But again, it's just something that looks nice, as a bit of variety. And the last one is actually a New Mexico landscape skin for the Peterbilts. I think I actually might say the model number. I think it might be a 359. Again, it's something that adds a bit of visual interest. It's a bit of variety, and it's something which they didn't actually include in game. So it's a really nice, simple skin as well, because it's just black and yellow, just and a bit of contrast, and maybe and some splashes of red for the text. But again, it's just something which sets it off against everything else that's in game and just adds a bit more variety. So that's just the quick overview of the mods. Now obviously some of you may recognise these mods because you may use them yourselves, and I'd strongly suggest you look in the workshop for other mods to improve your experience in both ETS 2 and ATS. So that's this video over with, and I'm Matt, and I'll see you in the next video.